Dear students, I am Rajiv Kumar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering in Asansol Engineering College. Hope you all are doing well with your health and studies during this pandemic and lockdown period. So, without wasting much time, let us quickly start the topic. Dear students, in last class we learned about the voltage regulation of transformer. We also learned about one important test, that is polarity test of transformer. Now today we will cover two very important tests of a transformer, that is open circuit test and short circuit test. Okay, and we will also see one numerical related to these two tests. Okay, so let us start with this open circuit test. Fine. So this is open circuit test. Here this is the circuit, right? About the open circuit test, this part is the transformer part, right? You can see that we have connected. So in open circuit test, one side of the transformer is kept open, right? So usually high voltage side is kept open. This is very important. So always HV side is kept open, always. Okay, and in low voltage side we connect all the meters, right? Ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter. Fine. This test is conducted to determine the iron losses or core losses, and parameters R0 and X0, right, of the transformer. In this test, the rated voltage is applied to the primary. This side rated voltage we apply, usually low voltage winding, always. Okay, while the secondary is left open circuited, that is high voltage side is kept open circuited. The applied primary voltage V1 is measured by the voltmeter, the no load current I0 by ammeter, and no load input power W naught is measured by this wattmeter connection. Okay, as the normal rated voltage is applied to the primary, therefore normal iron losses will occur in the transformer core. Okay, hence wattmeter will record the iron losses and small copper loss in the primary. That small copper loss can be neglected. Why? Because this I naught is very low. It is near about 2 to 5%, right? 2 to 5% of the full load current. Okay, copper loss in the primary under no load condition are negligible as compared with the iron loss. Hence wattmeter reading practically gives the iron losses in the transformer. It is reminded that iron losses are the same at all loads. So in this open circuit test, there are few things which is to be kept in mind always. That first thing is high voltage side is kept open, right? This is important. The second thing is, to the left low voltage side we give supplies, right? Third is, in this test we find the core loss only. So this W naught will show the core loss only. Okay, it will register because copper loss is neglected. Why? Because this I naught current is very low due to no load at the secondary. Okay, now one very important question is generally asked in an exam or in any interview, that why we keep this high voltage coil open, right? why not we keep this low voltage side open and give supply to the high voltage side. So there is a very important reason behind this. Let us try to understand this, okay, before proceeding. So see here, the answer is, we know that this no load current itself is very low. It is 2 to 5% of full load current. Okay, so this current is already very low current. Fine. Now you tell me which side, high voltage side or low voltage side, which side the current is comparatively low, right? So since the power in both the circuit are same, so where the voltage will be high, the current should be low, right? And where the voltage is low, current should be high. Okay, so now see that since this no load current is already a very low current, fine, if I connect high voltage side to the voltage sources, right, and if I connect all the meters to the high voltage side and keep the low voltage side open, so what will happen that in high voltage side again there will be a much lower current, right? Because we know that in high voltage side the current is low, right? This we know, right? So there are two factors which is lowering down the current from, you can see that already the no load current is 2%. Now this current will further reduce as high voltage, if I connect high voltage to the primary side, or if I connect high voltage winding to the meters, right? So to measure this very low current, right, very low current, it is very difficult to measure this low current with this ammeter, right? Because this ammeter precision is not too good. Okay, so to avoid the errors, right, we connect this low voltage side to the primary, so that this 2% current will not further decrease, rather since it is connected to low voltage winding, so it will actually increase, right? So what will happen that we can easily measure this current. Okay, now the second important thing is that this voltmeter needs to measure, since we are applying this rated voltage here, so this voltmeter is supposed to measure this rated voltage. Okay, so if I connect this high voltage winding to the primary side, so we need a voltmeter which can measure the high voltage, right? So it is difficult to find a voltmeter which can measure a very high voltage directly. Okay, but it is possible, or it is rather convenient to measure low voltage, okay, with respect to this such a high voltage. So that is why we are connecting this low voltage to the primary side. Okay, so there are two reasons mainly. One reason is that this V1 can measure low voltage, right, easily with respect to high voltage. So the conclusion is that if I connect high voltage winding here and low voltage winding, if I keep it open, right, so what will happen? The current which will flow through this ammeter will be too low to be measured by this ammeter, right? So it will be tough to measure this very small current flowing through this winding, right? And the second reason is, if this is a high voltage winding, so the voltage at the primary side, this will be too high to be measured by this voltmeter directly. So this is the reason why we keep this high voltage winding open and we connect supply and all the meters to the low voltage winding. Hope you understood the reason. Okay, this is the conclusion. Okay, now let us calculate the different parameters like R0, X0 and core loss. Okay, so see, this is the equivalent circuit diagram for single phase transformer, since in open circuit we have to keep the secondary side, that is high voltage side, open circuit, right? So here at the load we will not connect any load, rather we will keep this open circuited, right? So if this is open circuited, no current will flow, right? So 0 ampere will flow. So since no current is flowing through this circuit, so we can eliminate this circuit, right? Fine. So we will be left with only this circuit, okay, which has been shown here. Fine. Now see, this V1 voltage has been supplied, I1 current is flowing, I0, that is no load current is flowing, and this no load current has two parts. One is working component which is flowing through this resistance R0, and another is magnetizing component which is flowing through this X0. Okay, so from this we know this voltage, we know this current from the ammeter, and we know the power lost in this R0, that is W0. So we have these three readings, W0, I0, and as well V1. So from these three readings we can easily find this R0, X0. Okay, so let us see how we can find this. Okay, so see here, from the wattmeter reading we know this W0 reading, which is actually iron loss. Okay, and no load current is I0, applied voltage is equal to voltmeter reading, that is V1. Okay, so this is the formula for input power. W0 is equal to V1 I0 cos phi naught. From here we can easily find this cos phi naught, which will be equal to W0 by V1 into I0. Okay, so if you know this cos phi naught, that is no load power factor, we can easily find this sin phi naught also, right? So now see this IW, that is working component of current. The formula is I0 cos phi. Okay, we know I0, we know cos phi, we can easily find this IW, right? Similarly, the magnetizing component Im is equal to I0 sin phi, where I0 is known from the ammeter reading and sin phi we can easily find, right, from the cos phi naught. Fine. Now see, what is this R0 value? See here, to find the R0 value, here IW current is flowing, we know that the voltage across this resistance is V1, so V1 by IW will give R0, and V1 by Im will give you X0. So this is how we can find these parameters. So the conclusion is that from open circuit test we are finding core loss, number 1, okay, and number 2 we are finding this R0, and number 3 we can easily find this X0, right? And we can find number 4, we can find no load current as well as the working component and magnetizing component of current, no load currents. Okay, so this is all about open circuit test, right? Let us proceed for short circuit test. Now let us start the short circuit test of transformer. Okay, so you can see this in this circuit we have sorted this low voltage winding. Okay, the objective of this test is to find the copper loss, okay, and different parameters of transformer. Okay, so this test is conducted to determine R01, right, or R02, right, X01 or X02, and full load copper losses of the transformer. In this test, the secondary, usually low voltage winding, is short circuited. Okay, this low voltage winding is usually short circuited by a thick conductor, right, and variable low voltage is applied to the primary as shown here. This is the variable voltage. Okay, the low input voltage is gradually raised till at a voltage VSC. Okay, till at a voltage VSC. So the process is we start this from somewhere here, low voltage. We gradually increase this voltage so that this current is the rated current which is supposed to flow when the transformer is fully loaded. Okay, so this is the rated primary current which is supposed to flow in this circuit, right? So we will increase this voltage till we achieve this rated volt current, okay, in the primary circuit. Fine. So under such conditions, the copper loss in the windings is the same as that on full load. So in this way we can register this copper loss in this WS wattmeter, right? This wattmeter. Why? Because core loss is being neglected. The reason is that this VSC, that the voltage, supplied voltage is very low, right? It is near about 5 to 10% of rated voltage. That means 5 to 10% of the voltage, of the rated voltage, will cause a rated current to flow in the primary winding. Why? Because the secondary winding is short circuited. Okay, so this very low voltage, due to this very low voltage, the core loss is minimized, okay, such that we can neglect this core loss with respect to this copper loss. So that is why we can assume that whatever reading is showing in this wattmeter, this is all for copper loss. Okay, so that is why we can say that in short circuit test we find copper loss. Okay, this is the reason. Fine. Now the next thing is, the similar type of question is asked, that why we short circuit this low voltage winding always. Okay, why not we short circuit this high voltage winding? Okay, so let us try to understand the reason. Fine. Suppose if you short circuit this high voltage winding, okay, and you connect low voltage winding to the supply, so what will happen? Clear? So first of all, we have already understood that in low voltage winding more current flows, okay, and in high voltage winding the value of current is low. That we know. This is for low voltage winding and this is for high voltage winding. Okay, so we can say that if you connect this low voltage to the primary side, already a high current is flowing in this ammeter, right? High current means rated current. So the rated current for low voltage winding will be more than the rated current of the high voltage winding. Okay, so to limit the current so that we can measure it with an ammeter, we connect high voltage winding to the source. We don't connect low voltage winding. Hope you understood. So if we connect low voltage winding, this current rating will be more, right? So to measure this high current, we require a ammeter which is capable of measuring large current, right? So it is safe to measure respectively low current in a ammeter, right? Because this current is already having a rated current, that is a high value current. Okay, in earlier case, that in open circuit test this current was too low, but here it will become too high. So that is why we are preferring this high voltage side here. Okay, now the similar thing for this voltmeter, right? This voltmeter, so VSC. So if we are connecting this, suppose if you connect low voltage winding here, okay, so this voltage will automatically drop, first of all, because this is a low voltage winding, and the 2% or sorry 5%, 2 or 5% of the low voltage will be much low. right? So this voltmeter, so this voltage is already low, right? And if you connect a low voltage winding, it will further low. So to measure a very low voltage through this voltmeter, it will be more difficult, right? So actually it is easier to measure somewhat higher value of this voltage, right? So it is just opposite to the concept is just opposite to the high volt low volt. So the concept of this metering is just opposite to the open circuit test, right? The problem we were facing in open circuit test is that this ammeter was to ammeter needs to measure very low current, right? And voltmeter to be measured very high voltage, okay? But here the problem is reverse. This voltmeter is, this voltage is too low and this current is too high to measure, okay? So that is why we prefer this high voltage winding in this primary side, so that this voltage will be little bit higher, which will be convenient for measuring of this voltage, and this current will automatically low down for high voltage winding, so that will also be convenient for measuring the current. So that is why we do this, right? High voltage low voltage winding is short circuited, and high voltage winding we give power supply. So this is the reason. Now let us proceed. See here, this is the equivalent circuit of the transformer as we have seen earlier, okay? So since this is short circuited, now this is a short circuit test, so at the load terminal we will short circuit it with a thick wire, okay? So a huge current will flow through this, that is the rated current, fine. Say this I1 current is flowing through this one. So with respect to this I1 current, this I0 is very small. It is already, we know that it is 2% of the rated current, okay? So it is too small, so for the timing we can neglect this current, right? Because it is very small. So suppose I0 is 0, okay? So this circuit will not come into play, so we will left behind only this part, okay? Hope you understood. So for this you will find this circuit only, we are neglecting this part, right? So through this circuit we can easily find the left parameters, okay? So there is no output from the transformer under short circuit conditions, therefore input power is all loss, and this loss is almost entirely copper loss. It is because iron loss in the core is negligibly small, since the voltage VSC is very small. Hence the wattmeter will practically register the full load copper loss in the transformer winding, okay? So let us see the calculation. This is the calculation. Suppose this wattmeter which is showing all the copper losses Ws, applied voltage is VSC, which is very low voltage, that is 5 to 10% of the rated voltage, and this primary current is the full load primary current, which shows this ammeter, that is I1, okay? So see here, this total loss PC, okay, it will be copper loss. So copper loss will be equal to I1 square R1 plus I1 square R2 dash, which is being transferred from the secondary side to the primary side. So equivalent, if you see, this is will be R01, so it will be I1 square R01, okay? So whatever this PC is showing, it is equal to I1 square R01, right? From here we can easily find this R01, it will be PC by I1 square, like here you can see R01 equal to PC by I1 square. Now this R01 is the total resistance of the transformer referred to primary, okay? So the total impedance referred to primary will be what? Z01. How you can find? Just dividing by VSC by I1. You see in this, okay? If you divide this VSC by I1, this power and this current is flowing through this one, so we will get this entire impedance, right? Okay, now let us see a numerical related to the tests, okay? So in a no load test, this is the numerical. See, in a no load test, a single phase transformer gave the following data. The primary voltage reading is this one, secondary voltage is this one, primary current is this much 0.5 and primary input is 30 watt. Okay, so find the turns ratio, the magnetizing component of no load current, the iron loss component of no load current, iron loss, okay, and the resistance of primary winding. Okay, so since this is a no load test, so you can see here this primary voltage is a rated voltage, that is 220 volt. Okay, so you can see that this is a, since this is a no load test, so this is the rated voltage. Okay, you can see that this primary current is no load current, fine, which is very low, it is 0.5 ampere, clear, and this power input is actually, it is the core loss, fine, because this is a no load test. Okay, so let us see how it has been solved. So turns ratio n1 by n2, which is equal to e1 by e2, which is equal to v1 by v2. So what is the voltage v1? This is 220 and v2 is 110. So we can easily find this turns ratio, that is 2. Okay, fine. Now for this w naught, okay, this is equal to v1 I naught cos phi from the formula. Okay, so from here cos phi naught we can easily find. We know this w naught is given 30, v1 is given 220 and the I naught is 0.5. so this is the value for power factor, that is cos phi naught. So we can easily find this sin phi naught, this the value will be 0.962. clear. Now the magnetizing component is always equal to I naught sin phi, so put the value, you will get this 0.48 ampere. Now the component of no load current corresponding to the core loss, that is IW, which is equal to I naught cos phi. We know this I naught, we know this cos phi naught also. Put the values, you will get this. Okay, so this is IW, that is working component. Now primary copper loss, it will be equal to I naught square R1. So put this value 0.5 square into 0.6, so you will get 0.15 watt. See, this copper loss is very low, right, with respect to this core loss, that is 30 watt. So with respect to this is very low, so that is why we can neglect this one, fine. So this is accurate value actually. So accurate iron loss will be this one, just subtract this one. So 29.85 is the actual iron loss, fine. So see, there is a difference, there is no difference in between these two, right, very low. So that is why we consider this 30 watt as the core loss as a whole, fine. Hope you understood, and keep solving all the numericals related to short circuit test and open circuit test of transformer. They are very important for exam point of view. Okay, and if you are finding any kind of difficulty, please try to contact me. I will try to solve your all the queries. So thank you for today.